Ceann Comhairle. This is a budget without precedent. In bringing it to this House, we seek to manage risk for our nation while aiming to make progress on so much. From the health of our national finances, to the quality of our public services, and to the great challenge of climate change. But these are also times without precedent. And as we respond, we do so with the resources of a well-run economy and the purpose and certainty of good government and responsible politics. This is a budget that has been developed in the shadow of Brexit. And the context for Brexit has now shifted to no deal as our central assumption. This does not mean that no deal is inevitable. But equally, we stand ready if it does happen. In preparing for no deal, we can ensure that the government has the necessary resources at its disposal to meet the impact of Brexit, while keeping our public finances on the credible path that they have been on since 2011. Our responsible management of the public finances means that we will meet the challenge of a no-deal Brexit from a position of strength. This year, we have eliminated our deficit and are projecting a surplus of 0.2% of our national income. In the event that the UK leaves the EU with an agreement, we will continue to build on this surplus. And in the event of a no deal, we will intervene in a sustained and meaningful way to support jobs and our economy. We stand ready to act. And intervening to support the economy in the event of a no-deal scenario will see our surplus swing to a deficit of 0.6% of our national income next year. However, there is large uncertainty around this, given the unprecedented nature of a disorderly Brexit. And while this would be a setback, it is important to place it in the context of our recent strong performance in restoring our public finances. For example, from moving of a deficit of 2% of national income in 2015 to a balanced budget last year, while meeting the demands of a growing population. It is also the right thing to do for our economy, for our society, and for our citizens, for whom Brexit is something they did not choose and had no hand, act, or part in. So make no mistake, a no-deal Brexit will be very challenging for our country, but it is a challenge that Ireland has the measure of. I wish to acknowledge the contribution of my government colleagues in preparing this budget and the very positive and constructive engagement of the main opposition party in the context of the Confidence and Supply Agreement. Brexit is the most pressing and immediate risk to our economy, and with just 23 days to go before the UK is due to withdraw from the EU, the decisions that I am announcing today have been influenced by the increasing likelihood of a no-deal scenario. I stated in the summer economic statement that the economy is poised at a point between the twin risks of potential overheating and of Brexit. In addition, risks to the global economy are multiplying. A no-deal Brexit will mean a slower pace of growth in Ireland. However, this would be on a different scale to the multiple crises our economy faced during the Great Recession. Employment growth will slow, but we still expect that we would be able to create an additional 19,000 jobs across next year. An increase in tax revenue is also in prospect. However, equally, the risks associated with a no-deal outcome could become more severe than forecast. The rate at which we create new jobs may be slower, which could influence tax we collect. And while currently low, the cost of borrowing and market sentiment can shift rapidly, as our recent experience shows. So the government is clear about the challenges posed by Brexit. It's why we've been preparing since before the referendum in 2016. At all times, we sought to protect our citizens, to support our economy, enterprise and jobs. To date, we have published 2 comprehensive contingency action plans. We've increased physical capacity at our ports and airports. We've provided training and financial supports to increase our customs capacity, and we've recruited 750 additional staff. In addition, we've made up to €600 million available through the Future Growth Loan Scheme and Brexit Loan Scheme. So this is already helping our businesses to mitigate the risk of Brexit. However, our central economic scenario is for a no-deal Brexit. This